Good morning, Paul Case, the Case Rancher here. There's my doggies. Hey, dog, hey, Sassy. Doc's kind of an attention hog. It's January, I believe it's the 16th. I done got my cow chores done and delivered a load of firewood this morning. Calves are, some of them still up there working on a bale of hay. The others, I'll eat all of theirs. They didn't clean their feeder up yet. They usually will. It's cold today. Started cooling off in the middle of the afternoon yesterday, and it's cold today. And I didn't look at this when I fed them. Looked like it was pretty icy, but there ain't no ice on that. Anyway, I want to talk to you about something that we deal with here on the Case Ranch at our sawmill, and it's the way things have gotten in our world today. They are get big or go home. They have been moving this direction for a long time, and so some of it we have to deal with, have to just make a lot of it before we can get a payday. And you know, I'm surprised they're not moving that way on cattle. They moved that away on chickens and hogs years ago. And if you weren't big in the business, you weren't in the business. It's hardly any place around for the longest time that sold many hogs. Yeah, I got D changing the oil on Mildred. Got Mildred back from the shop. Had to have the clutch worked on. A little master cylinder that pushes in the clutch. It got wore out and was leaking. That was expensive. Works good now. Anyway, logs. If you talk with any of the even they'd call them today smaller operation sawmills, they buy logs by the tractor trailer load. They're not really too very interested in your logs if you don't have a tractor trailer load to haul. They want to get a full load every time and all that. We've been sawing some ties, so I had to sort through my log piles. There's a lot of logs that won't make a tie. They got to be good on both ends, and they got to be big enough to make one. And they got, if it's just a 12-inch log, it's got to be perfectly straight. These here won't do it. They're too crooked. I got some of them that have problems. This one down here is the wrong species, but you see this stuff right here where it's broke in the annual rings called shake. Some of these are going to have a hole in them in one end. That's kind of got an ugly spot right there. Got a hole in it right there. Down there's got a dirty spot, hole in the end of it. Even that, like what's on that log right there, is not good enough for a tie. So we got to be pretty picky, really, about what will and what won't make a tie. And so we've been sorting, and we've been cutting a lot of them. We started this a couple weeks ago, and there's these logs right here are tie logs, and they're the right length. Those are tie logs, and they're too long. They're a foot too long, or 2 foot too long. So that had to be cut off. Scott's been down here getting logs. We always get as far away from the propane tank as you can get before the tank runs out on the forklift. Got a load of gooseneck load, 5 bundles of stringer boards ready to go out. They look pretty good, don't they? You look on the sides of them, you don't hardly see a knot anywhere, but it's the wrong species of stuff to sell for any kind of grade lumber. Most of this is ash. There's a little bit of red oak in it and a little bit of post oak, but most of it's ash. And some good looking lumber. We got started on an order for another outfit. That's kind of a weekly thing. And we usually take some of those boards the same size as stringer boards, and then these are much thinner than that. They're only 5/8 thick. And this is our get big or go home deal. Railroad ties, cross ties they call them. We have to make a semi-load of them to get to sell them. And a semi-load is 200 ties. And not very often you get logs big enough anyway that you could make more than one tie, but they're specs on them say right now they have to have the center in them. So the very center of the log has to show on both ends. And you can see every one of them. It's got the center in them. And there's 20 in a bundle. It takes 10 bundles. So that right there is a semi-load of ties. Scott just finished it yesterday. So get big or go home. You have to sell a lot of them. It strings us out. I wind up using up all my log buying money a week before we ever get a payday on those a lot of the time. And like I said, logs is the same way, but if you got some really nice logs, sometimes you can sell them, and we've gotten some soft maple in. It was pretty nice, and I told people I buy everything they've got in the woods there, and any walnut or anything real expensive. But we have had a few loads of really nice logs that would grade, and have sold them, and sometimes I can get him to come pick them up if I got a semi-load of them, but I just got 8 of them today, and I'm going to try to haul them off this afternoon down to a sawmill where I sell some stuff like that at. And pretty nice looking logs. I'd say there's 1,000 foot of log right there in that deal. I don't know how long it'll last that we'll be able to keep doing beef the way we have been, only producing. Yeah, if you load all our calves up in the fall, we'd probably have one pot load, one semi-truck load. So it's kind of one of those things where we do our own hauling, and we've still got markets around here where we can sell them at. But the one market that I've sold quite a lot at, they want to discount your stuff really bad if you don't have a tractor trailer load of them to sell. And that sounds like it would be a lot on well, pretty easy to figure. On 500-pound steers, it'd be 100 of them. Would be 50,000 pounds. And that's how much they can haul on a semi-load. But then, in order to have 100 head of steers, you either have to buy them that way or have more than twice that many cows having calves, because half of them be heifers. And we go a little bit different than that some years, but most years, and we'll figure it up across the whole farm, and it winds up being right at half of what we have are heifers. So I've already delivered a load of firewood this morning. We was planning on going to the woods today, but it's just a little cool for that. And supposed to rain tomorrow. We got some other stuff we're supposed to do tomorrow. Finish up some edging. I've got some other mechanical stuff I think Dakota and I are going to do, so we're not going to the woods, but we still have a little bit of firewood for sale. Anyway, thanks for watching my videos. If you like what you see, feel free to subscribe to my channel, hit the like button, and leave your comments below. Thanks for watching.